Welcome to the United Center in Chicago, where EA Sports presents the NHL regular season game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Chicago Blackhawks.
Hi, and welcome to Chicago. I'm Jim Houston, and your color commentator is Darryl Ray. And here's how the goalies match up. Hackett goes head-to-head with Hasek. What a hit! Schmelik passes ahead. Towards the net, Holzinger was knocked down by Weinrich. To Zemnov. He's nailed by Sanderson. The Sabres go offside. To center. The puck's knocked loose by Dubinsky. A penalty has been called. Penalty called for roughing.
Chicago penalty to number 14, Steve Dubinsky. 2 minutes for roughing.
Zemnov to face off against Pekka. The puck is dropped. The Blackhawks win the face-off. Belted and knocked down by Pekka. Passes it across to Amonte. Chicago should be making a line change soon. To Amonte. Quick shot! Hasek slows things down by covering up. Chicago has a fresh line on the ice. Daze then made the shot. Shannon over to the wing. Shannon to the net. To Schmelik. Buffalo steals the pass. A delayed call against Shannon. Buffalo gets called for interference.
Buffalo penalty to number 8, Daryl Shannon. 2 minutes for interference.
Pass intercepted. Zemnov shoved by Plant. To Plant. He scores! Let's get another look at that goal.
Here he has the puck. He fed his teammate with a pass. He takes the shot and beat the goalie.
The teams line up for the face-off. Game on.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 26, Derek Plante, assisted by number 4, Mike Wilson.
Penalty against the Sabres for slashing.
Buffalo penalty to number 27, Mike Pekka. 2 minutes for slashing.
Chance gets to the circle. He'll face off against Audette. The puck is dropped. Buffalo wins the draw cleanly. Schmelik was knocked down. Time runs out on the penalty to Dubinsky. Moves in. To Daze. Passes it to Chance. Pass to Laflamme. To Zhitnik. Buffalo will force the power play to work hard in this outnumbered situation. Zhitnik clears the puck out of his zone. Chicago should be making a line change soon. The Sabres are ahead by just a goal. Moves in towards the net. Weinrich passes it across. Moves in. Buffalo returns to full strength as the penalty expires. To the plan. Daze scores on the power play. Pekka can't feel good about being in the box for that goal. Chance gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger.
Chicago goal scored on the power play by number 55, Eric Daze, assisted by number 14, Steve Dubinsky, and number 3, Christian Laflamme.
That's icing against Chicago. Chicago has a fresh line on the ice. Hackett slows things down by covering up. Pekka gets possession off the draw. Wilson then shot it from the slot. Pekka into the corner. Weinrich steals the pass. 4:58 left in the period. To Probert. To Pekka. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Pekka has a clear path to the net. Behind the net. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Kilger passes across. It's 1-1. To Pekka. Hasek moves the puck to Odette. Then moves it ahead to Odette. Moves in towards the net. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Weinrich passes into the middle. 3:32 left in the period. McKee moves it ahead to Odette. McKee moves it back to the blue line. Odette has a clear path to the net, towards the net. McKee touches the puck for icing. Buffalo gets possession off the draw. To Sanderson. Zhitnik moves it ahead. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Barnaby gets a breakaway. Behind the net. Russell passes across. Buffalo touches the puck for icing. The Blackhawks win the faceoff. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. The puck's knocked loose by Brown.
You gotta keep your head up.
Dubinsky over to the wing. It's 1-on-1. Hasek made the glove save. Moves the puck to Ward to center. Ward to the net. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Buffalo should be making a line change soon.
Last minute of play in the first period.
Hackett covers up the puck. Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Moves in. The save was then made by Hackett. He holds onto it. Chicago has a fresh line on the ice. Hackett covers up the puck for the faceoff. Chance gets possession off the draw. Chelios passes right in front. Pass intercepted by Primo. Nickel to the net. To Burridge. And that's the end of the first period.
Fans are reminded that there is a wide range of quality food and beverages available at the concessionary.
Well, let's move to the second period. Hey, Razor, these guys can play.
Well, you can only hope that the second's as good as the first was.
Fans, if you're looking for great NHL memorabilia, don't forget to drop by the souvenir shop on the lower concourse.
Shannon moves in. Holzinger shoots! Belted to the ice by Barnaby. Hackett stoned him. To Daze. To Zemnov. Great hit! Buffalo races in alone. Hackett moves it to the plan. The goalie leaves the net on the delayed penalty call. Penalty called for interference.
Buffalo penalty to number 19, Brian Holzinger. 2 minutes for interference.
Pekka won the draw. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. Chelios moves it on. To center. To Shatan. To center. The Sabres change up their lines. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Amati starts out. 2-0. The score is even. Morrow winds up. The glove save was made by Hasek.
Oh, is that a big save for this penalty-killing unit?
Over to Coffey. Coffey was knocked down. Morrow blasted it. The glove save was made by Hasek. The Chicago Blackhawks win the faceoff. Chance hits him. Over to Daze. Weinrich winds up. Who fired it on to Daze. Shannon moves it on. Odette gets a breakaway. A shot. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Time runs out on the penalty to Holzinger. Hackett slows things down by covering up. Dubinsky gets to the circle. He'll face off against Plant. Chicago gets possession off the draw. Dubinsky gets the puck to Weinrich. Weinrich over to the wing. The Blackhawks will change on the fly. Zhitnik passes across. Yanni knocks the puck away. Pass intercepted to Plant. Plant starts out to the net. Plant turns it over. Dubinsky chips it ahead to Black. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. He touches the puck for icing. The Buffalo Sabres win the faceoff. To Probert, Chelios shoots! Intercepted. Shannon starts out. The Sabres will change on the fly. To Odette. Odette into the middle. To Woolley. The Sabres will change on the fly. Moves in. The teams are deadlocked. Coffey quickly passed it to Chelios. To center. Probert winds up. Wilson moves it ahead. To the net. To Nickel. Chicago wins the draw cleanly. Buffalo intercepts the pass. Hackett slows things down by covering up. Chicago won the draw. Both teams are looking for the go-ahead goal. To Barnaby. Moves in. Barnaby shoots! To Russell. To Chance. To Morrow. To Chance. Chicago should be making a line change soon. The Sabres change up their lines. Sanderson passes across. To Miller. Miller starts out. The Blackhawks will change on the fly. Holzinger to his own zone. It's tied, 1-1. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Just 2 minutes remaining in the period. Moves in. Brown towards the net. Over to Ward. Hackett moves it on. The Blackhawks are changing on the go. Moves in. Hackett gets it. He scores on himself. They move into position for the faceoff.
Chicago goal, scored by number 36, Alexei Zhamnov.
Hackett gets the puck to Yanni. Buffalo will have to have another player take the faceoff. Chance gets to the circle. He'll face off against Sanderson. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Hackett covers up the puck for the faceoff. Buffalo has a fresh line on the ice. Chance gets possession off the draw. Miller out of his own zone. Miller passes it across. Chicago pushing for a little more insurance now. Burridge starts out of his own zone. The Sabres change up their lines. Burridge passes back. 20 seconds to go. Chicago looking to increase its lead. Woolley blasted it. Quick shot on goal by Zhitnik. Chance gets flattened by Shatan. After 2 periods, Chicago is ahead 2-1.
Fans are reminded that pets are not allowed in the building.
Welcome back for the 3rd period of today's game on NHL 99. Zhamnov gets to the circle. He'll face off against Holzinger. That's icing against Chicago. Plant wins the draw cleanly. Chicago clinging to the lead right now. Ward moves in. Plant passes it across to Black. Black starts out of his own zone. The Blackhawks change up their lines. Wilson over to the wing. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Wilson to the net. Chicago intercepts the pass to LaRue. Hasek moves it on to Chelios. LaRue shoots. Primo passes it across to Nickel. Coffey moves in. LaRue to Kilger. Over to LaRue. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Probert steals the pass. Probert winds up. The puck's knocked loose by Probert. Nickel out of his own zone. The Sabres start changing on the go. Nickel passes across. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Hackett covers up the puck for the faceoff. Chicago has fresh legs on the ice. Black out of his own zone. Chicago pushing for a little more insurance now. The save was made by Hasek. To Shatan. Chicago should be making a line change soon. To Odette. Then he took the shot. The Sabres win the faceoff. Chicago has fresh legs on the ice. To Archie. Shot by Holzinger. Hackett stopped it. Holzinger flattens Yanni. Moves in. Yanni fakes the shot. Then moves it ahead to Amati. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Both teams are passing well in this game. Offside. .36 into the third period. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Robbed by Hackett. Chicago won the draw. Behind the net to Weinrich. Belted and knocked to the ice by Pekka. Odette scores!
There was no chance whatsoever on that one.
They move into position for the faceoff. And they drop the puck.
Buffalo goal, scored by number 28, Donald Audette.
Towards the net. Chips it ahead to Shantz. It's tied 2-2. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. The save was made by Hasek. Wilson across to Holzinger. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Penalty called for tripping.
Chicago penalty to number 8, Cam Russell. 2 minutes for tripping.
Shantz gets to the circle. He'll face off against Pekka. Buffalo has fresh legs on the ice. To Barnaby. To Shatan. A delayed penalty call against Chicago. Penalty called for hooking.
Chicago penalty to number 3, Christian Laflamme. 2 minutes for hooking.
Chicago gets possession off the draw. Moves in. Barnaby to Woolley. Woolley to the net. To Shatan. Hackett passes across to Woolley. Hasek passes ahead. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. To Woolley. Buffalo has really been moving the puck around well. Intercepted. Chicago should be making a line change soon. Hackett moves the puck to Coffey. Zemnov starts out. It's 2-2. Moves in to the net. Buffalo leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Russell steps back on the ice as the penalty expires. Russell clears the puck down the ice. Woolley to Barnaby. Chicago returns to full strength as the penalty expires. Moves in to Zemnov. Zemnov out of his own zone. The Buffalo Sabres 2. The Chicago Blackhawks 2. The teams are deadlocked. Zhitnik gets the puck to Pekka.
Last minute of play in the third period.
Buffalo needs to get a fresh line out there. Probert squares off against Barnaby. Barnaby drops his gloves. Barnaby gets things started. This fight's been pretty close. Barnaby catches him squarely with that one. Probert has eaten a lot of fist in this bout. Barnaby throws a haymaker. This bout has been completely dominated by Barnaby. Probert closes the gap.
My goodness, Why did he drop his gloves?
Barnaby plans the victory blow, and this fight is over. Probert will sit for 5 minutes after that bout, and so will Barnaby. Penalty against the Blackhawks for starting a fight. Black will serve the 2-minute instigator penalty for Probert.
Buffalo penalty to number 36, Matthew Barnaby, a 5-minute major for fighting.
Holzinger gets possession off the draw. Sanderson to the net, has the puck on a string. Hackett gets the puck to Laflamme. The Blackhawks are changing on the go. Chips it ahead to Audette. Moves in to Sanderson. Chicago will try to force the power plays forwards to make something happen here by pressuring the D-men. The third period is over. This game's going to overtime. Time now for the first period of overtime on EA Sports NHL 99. Buffalo wins the draw cleanly. Schmelik over to the wing. Schmelik moves in to Shannon. To Weinrich. Weinrich flattened by Holzinger. Hackett dumps the puck in. Chance out of the corner. At center to Audette. Audette moves in. Audette passes back. Chicago should be making a line change soon. To Shannon. Black comes out of the box as his penalty comes to an end. The save was then made by Hackett. Hackett covers up the puck. The ref gets ready to drop the puck. The Blackhawks win the faceoff. Both teams are passing well in this game. Sutter was knocked down by Ward. Yanni passes it across. The Blackhawks come out of their own zone. To center. Dubinsky hits him. To the net. Into the corner. Russell intercepts the pass. Chicago should be making a line change soon. The puck's knocked loose by Dubinsky.
He took a pretty good thump on that one.
The ref gets ready to drop the puck. Chicago won the draw. Chelios into the middle, takes the shot. Zhitnik then made the pass to Hasek. Hasek gets the puck to Audette. Towards the net. Hackett covers up the puck. The Sabres win the faceoff. Right in front. To Sanderson. Laflamme moves it on. Just 2 minutes remaining in the period. The Sabres will change on the fly. Towards the net. To Ward, who took the shot. Yanni gives it to Chance. Miller to the net. Shannon hits him. Miller shoots. Hasek moves it ahead. Shatan was knocked down by Morrow. To Morrow. Pekka picked his pocket to the net.
Last minute of play in the overtime period.
Pekka passes it back. Belted and knocked to the ice by Woolley. Miller into the slot. Zhitnik moves it ahead. Yanni moves it to his own blue line. Chicago leaves this line out for an awfully long shift. Buffalo should be making a line change soon. Holzinger gets kicked out of the faceoff circle. Jamna gets to the circle. He'll face off against Sanderson. Shannon shoots! 5 seconds remaining in the period. At the end of the game, the score is even.